Welcome to Illuminati Silver. We tell you the truth about silver. Today is Monday the 5th of December 2022, and we've been overwhelmed recently by the pumpers and YouTube clickbaiters telling us that silver is in dire shortage and the prices are about to skyrocket. Well, in this video, we hope to debunk that myth. Ever since this channel began, we've been fighting the pumpers and the clickbaiters, all telling us that silver is about to run out. Even over the last 12 months. Financial prepper, silver is running out, it's time to prepare. Ron's basement, running out of silver, desperate soon. Silver fortune, is the world about to run out of silver? Silver slayer, we are running out of silver. Comex collapsing. Silver pros. The Comex is running out of silver after massive withdrawals. Gold silver criminal price discovery era running out of time by SD Bullion. Ooh, they happen to buy and sell silver. Fed leak. This is about to happen to gold and silver in the next 37 days. Mike Maloney. Silver on sale. Buy now! Silver mines are running low. Future investments. Out of silver extremely fast, gained by silver slayer. Morgan says we will run out of silver. Are you seeing a sort of trend here? All these people, we're running out. It's about to disappear. Silver is going to vanish from the face of the earth. Really? If that's the case, why does Bullion by Post offer silver at 2% off? Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but any businessman will know that if there is a severe shortage of a particular product, and a likelihood that that product could very well disappear from the shelves, the price would go up. You wouldn't be offering discounts, surely not, but then Bullion by Post are UK based, so perhaps we in the UK do not understand the silver market. Go to JM Bullion, offering you silver coins at only just under $4 above spot. How about a kilo of Silvertown Pony silver bars at only $2.69 above spot? Well, how come they're offering these sales? Oh, well, that's just one dealer, JM Bullion. What do they know? There are other dealers. Oh, SD Bullion. Free when you buy 19 1-ounce American Silver Eagle coins. You get the 20th coin free. Junk silver at $7.99 over spot, which we actually think is expensive, but there we go. $4.49 over spot for the 1-ounce silver kangaroo. What's happening here? How come all these people are offering us discounts over spot? Cyber Week pre-1921 Morgan silver dollars, $2.49 off per coin. One of the best deals, one actually. I personally would buy if I was living in the United States. Whether I'd buy it today, not sure, but certainly be attracted. $1.99 over spot, the 100-ounce Johnson Matthey silver bar. Silver is so short that they're offering sales. We looked back on Google and we saw this article, 2016, 401k rollover blog, entitled World's Years Away from Running Out of Silver. The global silver market could face a deficit of 126 million ounces by 2020 and could send silver prices surging. Silver demand is surging and cannot be stopped. We're going to run out of silver. But do you know, let's look at the actual facts. Published by the Silver Institute, which is supported by most of the large silver bullion dealers and other precious metal dealers too, not just silver bullion. Yes, the demand for silver is higher than that which is supplied. But by how much? Well, in 2021, total supply was 997 million ounces. Total demand, 1.049 billion. So approximately 52 million ounces short. Now, why is that important? Well, first and foremost, 50 million ounces. I'm rounding it down, but you can round it up, it doesn't matter. There is estimated, depending on whom one asks, between 1 and 2.5 billion ounces of silver on the world's surface, in other words, in people's hands or in vaults, which are generally regarded as potentially tradable. So I'm not talking about silver cups and cutlery and things like that. I'm talking about essentially coins and bars that are relatively at the right price tradable for silver. 2 billion ounces. And we have a deficit of 50 million. Well, if my maths is correct, that's 1/40th of 2 billion. And I've taken the middle point because there's some people who argue it's more than 2 billion. 1/40th. Does that sound like we're going to run out of silver anytime soon? But you say, hold on, 2022 could be a worsening situation. If we look at total supply envisaged, we're not quite out of 2022 yet, but we're looking at a supply of approximately 1.030 billion ounces and a demand of 1.1 billion ounces. So 70 million ounces short. Still a long way to get to 2 billion. So why are these people pumping silver and saying we're going to be short? Well, first and foremost, a lot of them are bullion dealers themselves. They make their living buying and selling gold and silver, and by pumping it, they're attracting more buyers. And then eventually those buyers say, it hasn't risen as much as we thought. They sell back to the dealer, who will give you considerably less, and I'll take a look at that in a second, than what you paid for it. And then they sell it again because they pump the price. Because if you take a look at the 15-year silver price, you can see that silver did in fact peak in US dollar terms, admittedly, back in 2011. I think it was the 28th of April, where you had $48.70. Some places charge $49. At the moment, silver is $23, less than half. So since its peak over 11 years ago, it hasn't performed that well. Now, admittedly, if you take a 1-year view, it's done okay. It's up 71 cents. And if you take a 6-month view, it's up $1. So it's done quite well in the last 6 months. 3-month view, it's up $4. So had you bought it 3 months ago, you'd make $4. But not really if you're buying your coins at $4 over spot, you're not. You're just about breaking even when you come to sell, unless you sell it on eBay with all the risks associated with that. Now, this is a good time to have a look at what price you would get for your silver if you actually sold it. Now, admittedly, I'm looking at a UK site, and we do pay VAT, which is 20%, on top of silver prices. So, for example, if we were to buy a Silver Britannia, it would cost us, let's have a direct look, £26.80. That's if we hold it offshore, and therefore for VAT-free storage. However, if we were to physically buy that coin today, even with 2% off, we would pay £34.20. Keep that in your head. £34.20. Now let's have a look at selling that piece of silver. Remember, £34.20. So we click on Silver Britannia and we get £18.82. So £34.20 minus £18.82, we lose £15. Now, admittedly, and you'd be right to say, you can sell it on eBay. Of course you can. But you have risks associated with that too, in that people will claim it's not, you didn't send me a real coin, or I might have ordered 5, but you only put 4 in the packet, etc., etc. Not really a good buy for silver in the United Kingdom. Now, admittedly, in the US, it's slightly different. But you're still looking, because these dealers are charging premiums of $4+ over spot, and very rarely will give you spot. They will occasionally for your silver dollar. So you'll still lose at least $4 on each purchase when it comes to selling. We predicted on the weekend that silver would have a rise first thing this morning, and it did. It actually did quite well. It rose to $23.50. Well, actually 23.52. However, it's fallen back a little and is actually down so far on the day by 13 cents. But that's immaterial. You then have the YouTubers who are coming out with this clickbait. Silver's going to boom. The price is going to skyrocket. Stocks are going to collapse because there's such a shortage. How many of these are experts in investments? Probably extremely, very, very few. But in fairness, they'll get 10,000 views, 18,000 views, 20,000 views, 100,000 views in some cases. The real story. Is anyone out there telling the truth other than us? Why listen to Illuminati Silver? Well, we came across a very good, very, very good article by Sunshine Profits. We're going to read some of this to you, and please take note. It's going to debunk much of the fiction out there. Is shortage of silver coming? However, some analysts worry about the allegedly coming shortage of precious metals. They paint the apocalyptic visions of people waiting in queues and trying to buy silver at all costs, with no single gram of bullion available in the market. Permanent shortage. Sounds scary, right? Of course it does, as the aim of these sellers of fear is to prompt you to buy more silver bars and coins. Using fear and passion counts as one of the most successful selling techniques. And if we highlight absolutely anything, it's that. Using fear and passion counts as one of the most successful selling techniques. But remember, fear is the path to the dark side. Fear leads to anger. Anger leads to wrong investment decisions. And hate and wrong investment decisions lead to wealth decline and suffering. The idea of silver shortage is strictly connected with the concept of peak silver. Since we, of course, have already gone beyond peak silver, the mining industry is headed for a dramatic supply shortage. The only problem is that neither mining production nor the total supply entered a terminal decline after the peaks in 1990 and 2001. But we continued the upward move, as one can see in the chart below. Hence, the silver bulls' hopes that we reach peak silver in 2015, foreshadowing upcoming shortages, seems to be exaggerated. Now, this is the point many of these pundits make. Many people believe that the silver market is heavily manipulated, as it's a less liquid market than gold or other markets. Now, there have been examples of manipulation, usually by traders trying to make a quick buck. Let's go on. The Fed sales and leases of silver and naked short selling of the precious metal on COMEX led to the growing shortage of physical silver supply, at least in relation to the paper claims on silver. In other words, the belief is that the central banks and the corrupted financial system created more paper silver claims than there is bullion to satisfy them. There's simply not enough silver to back all the paper claims on the white metal. When the paper silver market finally collapses, which those headlines are saying it will, the COMEX is running out of silver after massive withdrawals. The paper silver market finally collapses and silver prices cease to be suppressed. They will surge like crazy. You will see. Just look for the silver lining. The day of reckoning is just around the corner. However, the claims about the disconnection between paper and silver prices and physical demand are unfounded and result from the lack of knowledge how the futures market work. And this is key for those of us who've been involved in investment for 40 years. Understand this. And we don't blame anyone who doesn't. But please take heed. The lack of physical delivery in the precious metals futures market is nothing strange, as the majority of transactions in the futures market, not only silver, because it applies to other commodities too, are without physical delivery and are cancelled out by entering a covering position, because it is a much more convenient way of settling the contract and gaining exposure to the price movements. However, a short squeeze similar to the one that happened in GameStop is unlikely. That is because the silver market is much bigger and more liquid than GameStop. There's a surprise. Unlike GameStop, there are no holders of massive silver short positions. I mean, of course, there are many entities that have short positions in the US silver's futures market, but these shorts are often counterbalanced by long positions in the London market. Now note this. So whenever someone quotes you, short positions in the US market have risen, check the London market then and see what the long positions are. Moreover, money managers have actually had a net long position on the metal since mid-2019. In contrast, GameStop was one of the most shorted stocks in the US before the frenzy. There is a popular belief that Wall Street has massive naked short positions. This is another argument that the pumpers put forward and is trying to manipulate the silver market. Well, this is a bit of a strange idea given that the price of silver has increased over the last year, as one can see in the chart below, which it has. The rise in silver prices contradicts the story about systemic or systematic price suppression via massive shorting. This suggests that there is actually no shortage in the silver market, and although we could see increased volatility in the near future, fundamental factors should triumph in the long run. You see, it's true that sufficiently large capital can move almost any market in the short term, but such short-run wild fluctuations or even aberrations and coordinated market plays are something different than long-term manipulation. The short-lived character of the Reddit-driven rally in the silver market confirms the view that, contrary to the popular narrative, there is no systematic suppression of silver prices and gold prices. Remember, the gold market is much larger than the silver market. The story of silver shortage is an old one now. It can be traced back at least to 1998, when analysts started to claim that silver would enter a state of permanent shortage. Surprise, surprise, it didn't happen. What does it mean for investors? Don't listen to the so-called experts who've been calling for the silver shortage for years. Given the relatively large holdings in the world, it's actually hard to imagine a lasting shortage of the white metal. Silver holdings are smaller than gold holdings, but still larger than holdings of other commodities. Indeed, silver usually remains in contango, not in backwardation, which implies that there is no supply shortage. Thus, forget about this idea. Making decisions based on false premises is the shortest way to suffer losses. So there we have it. Are we saying don't buy silver? No, we're not saying that at all. Long term, we believe silver has a healthy future. But what we are saying is do not be conned, manipulated, or over-enticed by clickbaiters and perhaps more sinister, the bullion dealer manipulators who keep telling you buy, buy, buy. There are times to buy and there are times to sell. Long term, we ourselves are silver holders, but we're not being conned by YouTube, the pumpers, or any other media that wishes to deceive us. Hope you found this useful. Thank you so much for listening. Please subscribe to the channel, press the bell sign. Until our next video. Illuminati silver owners come from a background of banking, international wealth management and economics. Having now retired from these worlds, we are not qualified to give investment advice. Therefore, this and other productions must not be deemed to be giving such advice and merely represent the personal views of its owners.